elbow jumper.
My name is Rebecca Thomas.
My name is Bayan Dawood.
Our health science program is brand new. We designed it specifically with students in mind, not in faculty interests in mind.
What really stood out to me when it came to meeting the instructors was how nice they were and how open they were. We really get to know them at a personal level, and they're very supportive.
I absolutely love watching my students succeed. I can't imagine doing anything else.
Welcome to the Athletic Center on the campus of St. Joseph College, where today the Fighting Saints play host to the Central Maine Mustangs in a college basketball doubleheader. And as always, brought to you by Stafford Technical Center News. Hello, everybody. Rick Lyons. I'll be bringing you the call of both contests today. That's right, women's and men's action. Ernie Banks, Mr. Cub, let's play two. He would have loved today, albeit we're on the hardwood, not the green grass at Wrigley Field. And we have three teams to talk about. I'm not going to forget our most important team, and that's the Stafford Technical Center News team. They bring you all of these telecasts, and what a professional group. Mr. Kurt Casper and his students come up here. We have 3 cameras shooting live. We have 4 or 5 monitors, tables, desks, and equipment all over the place, professionally done system. Mr. Casper just does a beautiful job, as do his students, bringing you these telecasts. So just don't want to forget, as I said, our most important team possibly of the day. But let's talk about the teams on the hardwood. The Central Maine Mustangs, they come in at 10-2, 7-0 in conference play. They are ranked 3rd nationally, and we'll talk about that a little bit later as we get into the contest. But 3rd nationally, they've been the conference champions in the Yankee Conference the last 3 seasons. They scored 83.5 a game, allow 44.5, and they come in with 8 straight wins under head coach Andrew Morong. Gabby Fox, sophomore guard out of Wilton, Maine. She scores it at 16.5 per. Likes the 3-ball, does Gabby. Gets up 7 attempts on average per contest and knocks down 30% of those attempts. Kat Stiles, a freshman forward, a 6-foot freshman from Franklin, New Hampshire, scores it at just under 13 a night, and she also strokes it from behind the arc well, hitting 30% of her deep ball attempts. Laura Sohei, a junior center, 6'1". There's some size on this Mustang group. From Bremen, Maine, she comes out nightly and pours in 12.5 points, clears the boards at 10 a night, and rejects shots at 2.5 per. So big production out of Sohei in the middle. And for the Lady Fighting Saints, fresh off a win last night, or I should say yesterday afternoon, a 94-34 win over Maine Machias. Mookie Kennedy and Jazz Larasuente poured in 21 each. Regina Steele, her typical game, 14 points, 10 rebounds, and 4 blocks. Everyone played and scored in yesterday's contest for the Fighting Saints, and head coach Chris Wood really smart in how he used his players. Jazz Larasuente, the only player that logged 20 minutes or more, so resting his troops was Coach Wood yesterday. Smart looking ahead to today's contest, and he can do that. He's got a deep bench, and the Saints, they average, talked about what the Mustangs average. The Saints, they can score as well. They average 80 points per, allow 38. They like the 3-ball. They shoot it at 35% as a team from behind the arc. Saints are 10-3 and 6-0 in conference play. Winners of their last 9. The CSJ Fighting Saints just rolling of late. In January, they've turned back Green Mountain College, Southern Maine, Word of Life, Maine Machias, and looking for their 5th one in the second semester here tonight. But it won't come easy against the Mustangs. As we said, Mustangs, they have won the last 3 conference championships, and making the trip down from Maine today to take on the Lady Fighting Saints should be a good one. As we talked about, Maine Mustangs ranked 3rd nationally in the USCAA, the umbrella under which both teams play their contests, and the the CSJ Fighting Saints are ranked 7th in that same poll. So everything in order for a good run here on a Sunday in Rutland. A relatively warm Sunday in Vermont in mid-January. Temperatures approaching 40 today before a little rain changing over to snow this evening. So we're almost ready for our starting lineups. And first for our visitors, the Central Maine Mustangs. But before we get to that, certainly we'll rise and honor America with the playing of our national anthem. And the playing of our national anthem. And we're ready to go here in Rutland. For the Mustangs, number 1, Gabby Fox. Number 14, Macy Welch. And that's number 20, Corey Kinder. Number 23, Lexi Larson. And number 25, Laura Suhe in the middle. And now for the Fighting Saints of CSJ. Number 0, Shamari Broadhead. Number 1, Mookie Kennedy. And number 11, Regina Steele. Number 12, Jazz Larasuente. And rounding out the starting 5 for Coach Wood's squad, number 30, Jamie McLaughlin. So a lot of anticipation for this one. Nice crowd on hand. On a noon tip, unusual starting time, an early starting time. Thinking back when I was in college and playing, boy, that noon on Sunday, a lot of times you wanted to sleep in. Not the case here today for our two squads, and as we said, the men's run to follow. CSJ gym alive here as we're about to tip it up. Again, CSJ basketball brought to you by STCN, Stafford Technical Center News. Cameramen and statisticians, engineers in place. Mustangs break the huddle, as does the Fighting Saints, and we're ready to go. Suhe and Steele ready to tip it up. CSJ wins the tap. Kennedy went deep, wanted a quick one there, deflected out of place. CSJ inbound under their own. Larasuente puts it on. Man-to-man defense. The Mustangs come out in, and good man. Larasuente on top, picks her dribble up, finds Broadhead, who goes to the rack. Nice dribble drive by Broadhead that time. Put it on the deck, coming from a deep right wing area, got to the rim. That foul's going to go against number 14, Macy Welch. Her first, team's first. Shamari goes to the line for two. Little too strong with her first attempt. And gets her second to go, does Broadhead. Full court pressure, CSJ. Last two nights we were in here, turned people over just like that. There's Suente with the steal. Stops, pops, drains the 12-footer. So this press has been good to CSJ, and certainly they're going to trot it out tonight, although Central Maine breaks it that time, but Broadhead, good anticipation, steals it, gets it to Kennedy. She'll stop and pop. Three ball didn't go. Long rebound, Karam's out. Kinder on the push, thought better of it. She'll pull it back, and Fox will set things up for the Mustangs. Larson dribbles to the wing, kicks it back to Suhey, and they'll dump it down low to Welch inside. Shot doesn't go. Jazz clears, looks to push, finds Steele on the run out. Regina up, and Fox did a nice job at that time of angling Steele off the angle that she needed to use the glass. Pushed her under a little too deep under the board for Regina to get that up on the glass. Nonetheless, CSJ inbounds under their own. They'll go to Steele in the paint, fans it backside to McLaughlin. And that's going to be a 3-second violation on CSJ. Mustangs will bring it their way. Just underway here, 18:43 left in the first half. 3-0 CSJ lead as the Mustangs explore this pressure and break it nicely that time. They find Kinder, dribbles to the paint, and leveled off by the quick feet of the CSJ defense. Three ball from the top. Larson let it rip to no avail. Broadhead clears. And again, Kennedy looking for steal as she did on the prior possession. That time, good hustle by Suhey, deflecting that pass out of bounds. Kennedy inbounds from the deep corner. Sometimes a difficult spot to bring the ball back into play. No problem there, however. Lara Suente looking for a screen. Denver came. Turnover, and the Mustangs will push. Fox on the left wing. Kicks it back on top. Larson. Long three, short rim, front rims it, I should say. Steele comes out of the pack. They're going to get Lara Suente, I should say, looking for Kennedy on a run out. Jazz saw Mookie just shuffle the feet before she could deliver the basketball. So a quick pace to the start of this one, much as we anticipated it would be. Two teams that like to press and run the floor. And that's what we've seen so far. Suhey swings it to Rowe. Rowe backside to Kinder. Kinder finds Fox off the right wing. She'll let it go. Off the backside, Larson retains possession for the Mustangs. Larson looking into Suhey. Drop step, goes to the left hand. Too strong off the glass. Lara Suente on the push. Gets it down low to Steele. Drop step, score. Regina Steele doesn't rush in the post. Has the whole package, however, and right there showed the drop step, took her time for the deuce. Other end, they find Fox, elbow jump, got it. Gabby Fox knocks down the first jumper of the afternoon for the Mustangs, and they pressure. But again, Steele running free. But that time, lowered the shoulder, Fox held her position. And Fox picks up the charge. That'll be Regina's first, team's first. Nonetheless, Regina running free on the break. And her guards consistently finding her. That time it goes the other way, however. Fox stepping in to draw the charge. Ella Montminy into the game now for the Mustangs, and she has the handle. Got down into the painted area, pulls it back out. Fox takes a handoff, didn't go. And Lara Suente runs it down. And she's running with Lopez on the backside. Got it to go in one. Lopez running off that backside. Jazz saw her all the way. Finds Tony for the layup in one. Sweet pass, better finish by Lopez. So these guards, dangerous at both ends, deep as well. Not just the starters. Lopez already into the contest. Backrim's that attempt, but great hustle by Spate to run that down. There's Suente in the paint. Drops the soft 10-footer. 9-2 Saints in front. Fox kicks it over to Suhey. Suhey brings it on the dribble. Not too frequently you see a 6'1 center break pressure, but she did right there. Did Suhey. Fox into the paint. Doesn't get it to go, but running it down on top is Montminy. Ella will set things up. Pressured by Kennedy. Kennedy with those quick hands. Slaps it away, and she's on the run out. Goes to the left and scores. Pressure defense being kind to the Saints early. Forces a timeout by the Mustangs. We'll take one too. 11-2 Saints early.
Come visit us in electrical and plumbing at Stafford Technical Center.
And we're back to CSJ basketball, brought to you by STCN. Boy, we anticipated a lot of energy on the floor, and we have not been disappointed. CSJ comes out with that pressure D, running the floor, the MO of this squad, and they're doing it quite well with the 11-2 lead early. Mustangs, however, find number 11, Kat Stiles, into the contest for the first time, and she knocks down the layup. 11-4 Saints. Jazz on the push. Stop, pop, score it. She can flat out shoot it. Shows it there off the bounce, draining the 15-footer. Saints looking sharp early. Stiles wanted to go back to Montminy, but Lopez thought better of it, stepped in, said, I'll take that, and Kennedy will set up for the Saints at this end. First time we've really run some offense here this afternoon. Everything's been out of transition. Lopez finds Lara Suente in the corner. Again, our second 3-second call of the afternoon. Don't see those. A lot of games you'll go the entire 40 minutes without seeing that call, but the Mustang bench calling for it. The official concurred. And Central Maine inbounds against the pressure of St. Joseph. Get it middle, kick it to the backside. What you like to do against that pressure. Montminy sets from the top. Goes corner, finds Larson. Puts it on the deck, goes baseline. And they're going to assess the foul to number 14, Lopez. Tony's first, team's second. And Larson's first attempt rattles out. Sub into the game, number 3, Malaya Hamill, freshman guard out of Edmonton, Alberta. As Larson lines up her second. Whistle, and we'll get the CSJ mascot out from underneath the basket. And now we're good to go for Larson's second attempt. Knocks that one down, does Lexi. Central Maine with pressure. Broken easily by the Fighting Saints. Kennedy goes cross court to Lopez. One dribble pulls up, didn't go. Spate back to Lopez. She'll work her way to the line for two. Second offensive board early for Shanika Spate. That time setting up her teammate Lopez, who got in the painted area, drew the foul. That foul goes against Fox for Central Maine. A little strong on that first delivery by Lopez. Back into the contest is Suhey, subbing in for Rowe. And rattles that one home, does Lopez. Coming into the game for CSJ, Ebony Jones. Checking in for Lara Suente. 14-5. Fighting Saints at the 14-21 mark of the first half. As the Saints throw over the top this time to break pressure. Larson finding Stiles on the backside. Short arm that release did Stiles. And Jones on the push. Leveled off that time was Jones. Didn't know where she wanted to go with the basketball. Ebony with the travel violation. Reversal of the basketball. Central Maine showing good propensity to break this pressure. Tail end of it, however, Kennedy gets her quick hands on the basketball, knocks it out of play. Mustangs will inbound underneath their own. Go inside to Suhey. Suhey kicks it back out to Fox. Fox to Stiles. And they'll go to the top for Hamill. Hamill to Suhey. Dribble drive against Steele. Steele having none of it. Sends it back at Suhey in a matchup of bigs in the painted area. And a whistle and a timeout on the floor. Regina lost a contact, so she'll tend to that. Does so quickly, and we're good to go. That time it was evident the Mustangs wanted to go to Suhey. She got where she thought she wanted to be. Steele threw the shot back at her. Two quality bigs on the floor here. Both mobile, strong, and the whole arsenal offensively speaking. Kennedy on top. Finds Jones off the wing. Good strong man-to-man. Spate puts it on the deck. Kicks it backside to Lopez for the three ball. Got it. Tony Lopez spot up. They're calling it a long two. But nice penetration by Shanika Spate. Finds her teammate on the backside for the long two. Now a 3-on-1 break for Central Maine. And they cash in on it. That's Stiles for the bucket. Lopez on the push. Look at that ball movement. That's just beautiful. Spate to Jones and finds Steele for the finish. Unselfish, capable, and willing passers on this CSJ group. Central Maine a little unnerved right now. Throws it away. Mookie says, why not? Pulls from the top and knocks it back. 21-7 CSJ. Came out smoking. And that's where they can beat you. They can beat you in the paint. They can beat you from outside. Transition, pressure, you name it. Whistle and a foul. And that time they're going to get Kennedy, Mookie Kennedy with the foul. Subs into the game, number 24, Brianna Grant for Central Maine. So that's Kennedy's first, team third. Central Maine inbounds, goes to Suhey inside. Kicks it backside to Larson, tees up the three ball. Knocks back the three. Pressure by both teams since we've started. CSJ breaks. Jones, a beautiful pass inside to Spate. Got a little too far under the rim. Did Shanika on that attempt? Didn't go. Central Maine will push. And again, the good anticipation by Steele. That time Hamill was going inside to Suhey. But when she was ready to pull the trigger on the pass, Hamill sees Steele step in the passing lane, tried to pull it back, and shuffled the feet. Turnover, Mustangs. Jazz draws pressure, goes middle to Steele. She'll kick it back out to Lara Suente at the top. CSJ, 21-10 advantage here, 11:35 left in the first. They'll swing it left to right. Lopez, a little too strong on that shot release. Stiles clears. They go quickly, a sideline break. They find Kinder. Suhey, backside, finds Grant. Shot didn't go, but a whistle and a foul. And they're going to get number 25, Shanika Spate, on the foul. Her first, team's fourth. Brianna Grant, freshman guard out of Stockton Springs, Maine, knocks down the first of two. Gets a pair. Back into the contest, McLaughlin and Kennedy for CSJ. Kennedy looks longs for Lara Suente. Couldn't handle the exchange. Turnover, Fighting Saints. Coach Wood will take a quick timeout right there. Wants the 30. And we'll take one too. 21-12 CSJ.
Video communications program, I get professional experience by being an anchor on a live TV newscast.
I get to pursue my passion in creating videos of my gameplay.
In video communications, I get to use top-of-the-line equipment just like the professionals do.
I chose. We chose video communications, and you should too.
And we're back to CSJ basketball, brought to you by STCN. We got a good one going here early on. Both teams athletic and active. And Larson looking in for Suhey that time, doesn't get it. Suhey comes out, gets the pass, swings it back to Montminy, pressured by Lara Suente. It looks like we're going to get Broadhead with the body. Shamari's first, team's fifth. Suhey, 6'1" center, likes to put it on the deck, sometimes operating 30 feet from the basket. Now she'll screens across for Stiles. Stiles with the running hook, rims out. Ball pinballed around there. Possession going to the Fighting Saints. And again, Central Maine in that 2-2-1 zone pressure. CSJ gets it across, but not where you want to be. No man's land, just across the timeline that time. Jazz turns it over, and Central Maine, I should say, scores in transition. That's Suhey with the bucket. Broadhead, Jones on the backside. McLaughlin cleans it up down the middle. Shot blocked by Suhey. Out of bounds. CSJ will retain possession. As Steele, Regina steps onto the floor and checks back into the game for Jones. Saints with a 7-point advantage. 10:15 left in the first. Broadhead kicks it back to Lara Suente. Lines up the deep three ball. Didn't connect on that attempt. And Central Maine runs out. Montminy with the dribble. Sets on top. Goes in the corner. Looks for Kinder. Back to Montminy. They swing it down inside. I say inside. Now it's deflected out. Suhey didn't get it where she wanted. Montminy resets. 12 on the shot clock. Good quick hands by Lara Suente. Looks it over. She's breaking 1-on-2. Kicks it back to Kennedy. Looks inside to Steele. Whistle and a foul. And they're going to get Stiles over the back. Steele with good position in the painted area. Kennedy found her. Stiles over the back. of Central Maine. Welch in for Stiles. Steele puts it on. Good active hands by Montminy. Deflects it out of bounds. It's CSJ inbounds in the deep corner. Steele puts it on. Jazz, stop, pop, goes glass, a little too strong. Steele lines up Kennedy. That 3 attempt rims out for Mookie. Suhei, I should say, rebounds. And now Montminy with possession on top. Crossover dribble. Good defense by Broadhead, moving the feet that time. Larson loses her dribble, kicks it out top, and that's what we talk about. The quick hands and quick feet defensively of CSJ shows right there. Got the ball handler to pick their dribble up, and another CSJ Fighting Saints steps in the passing lane. Before you know it, you've got a turnover. Possession CSJ, they'll inbound right in front of the Mustang bench. That's good defense right there by Suhei. Steele on a nice cut, got the just kind of leveled her off. Again, didn't give Regina a lot of backboard to work with. Couldn't connect on the shot. The Mustangs will inbound. CSJ first time of the afternoon takes the pressure off. They'll just pick up, and they're a good half-court man. Larson on top. Goes to Kinder. Swings it to Welch. Welch to Suhei on the base. Picked her pocket, did Kennedy, and she'll push. Wanted to go coast to coast, got in the painted area, found a crowd. Did Mookie. CSJ possession underneath their own basket. 8:34 left, 21-14. We've been hung on that score for the last minute or so. Probably the last couple of minutes after the scoreboard exploded early on in this one. Hook pass by Lara Suente, gets it out on top to Broadhead. Broadhead splits 2 defenders. Whistle and a foul. And Mustang coach a little upset here. Shot clock a little tardy starting on that last possession. Nonetheless, as the officials confer with the table, and that foul goes against Lexi Larson, sophomore guard out of Milo, Maine, for Central Maine. Her first, team's 5th, and Steele will inbound. There's Suente on the take, gets to the paint, dumped down to Steele. A little short, gets her own. Steele muscles up and in. Regina stays with it that time. All set up by the penetration of Lara Suente. Steele missed the first attempt, went up, got her own miss, and got the putback. 23-14 Saints at the 8-minute mark of the first. Larson sets things up. But again, Lara Suente, good anticipation. Her and Mookie break 2-on-1. Lara Suente to the rim, didn't go. Kennedy rebounds backside, high off the glass for 2. So the guard's going to work. Boy, that's a sweet pass from the top. Larson finds Welch. A nice bounce pass splitting defenders for the deuce. Kennedy lines up a deep ball, didn't go, but look at Steele go to work on the glass. Misses the first one, gets it on the second time. Just a handful is Regina Steele. Getting busy on the offensive glass the last 2 possessions. Central Maine gets it inside, fans it down to Suhei off the baseline. And the big center's good from 15 feet out on the left. And the Mustangs stay in this 3-quarter court pressure. A little bit more of a containment situation there in terms of the press approach. Seeing if CSJ puts the basketball in a bad area where maybe they can stick a trap on, but not the case that time. Broadhead on the baseline, finds Steele. One dribble into the paint, kicks it backside to Larasuente. Bottom. Nice ball movement that time. Steele swings it backside for the deuce off Larasuente's release. 3-ball release. Welch front rims it. Kinder in there, salvages the possession for the Mustangs. But again, Jazz on a wraparound dribble. She'll take it on a Euro step to the rim. Didn't go, but Kennedy cleans it up, finds McLaughlin backside, little too hard off the glass. And a whistle, and Central Maine coach Andrew Morong says we'll talk it over. 6:12 left in the first, CSJ by 11.
In this program, you will be able to express your talent on a musical instrument and or vocal abilities. You will learn about the elements of performance, engineering, recording, production, and stage setup. You will be able to take hands-on approach to learn about jazz and contemporary music. You can learn piano, bass, various instruments like the guitar, and even the drums. You will perform on stage all across Rutland County.
And we're back. CSJ basketball brought to you by STCN, Stafford Technical Center News. And we've got a good one going for you here this afternoon. 29-18. Fighting Saints in front. Head coach Andrew Morong just sensed his Mustangs a little out of control. Took the timeout, tried to settle them down. And they'll inbound and go to work offensively, will the Mustangs. Little 1-3-1 half-court defense for the Fighting Saints. First time we haven't seen them in the man. Mustangs probing. 22 puts it on the deck. That's Rowe. Denied inside. But the quick putback. CSJ comes this way. Let's set. We have Lopez, Steele. We have Larasuente, Laughlin. As Lopez turns that over. Kinder to the rim. Shot wouldn't go. Lopez going to be whistled for the foul. Just checking here. Into the game for the first time this afternoon for CSJ. Jenny Mendez, number 5. And Kinder, Corey Kinder, sophomore guard out of North Haberville, New Hampshire, gets the first of 2 to go. This is her second attempt, and Steele clears for the Fighting Saints. Steele on the wing, goes corner to Mendez. Kick it back on top. Ball fake by Jazz. Gets into the paint. Stop, pop, score it. Nice body control. Little dribble move. Got to where she wanted to go and finishes, does Jazz. Welch lines up a deep ball. Knocks down to 3 from the corner. 7-point advantage CSJ. Just inside of 5 minutes left in the half. They'll get Jazz for the travel on the far side of the floor. Back into the contest, Broadhead and Kennedy for the Fighting Saints. They'll pick up full in man and turn over immediately. Kennedy lines it up, back rims along 2. And Welch clears for Central Maine. Or does she? Still fiddling in the backcourt with it. CSJ back to the man now. Giving Central Maine fits, although they find a wide open. Welch on the backside didn't go. Kennedy on the push. Drops it off nicely to Mendez for the 2. So Mookie with the push. Knew she had Jenny on the right side, found her when she needed to for the score. Stiles muscles it up, wouldn't go, but the Mustangs retained possession underneath their own. Subs into the game. Lexi Larson comes back in for Macy Welch. And Larson will put it on. Sub for CSJ. Number 3, Ebony Jones. In for Lara Suente. Kinder finds Montminy on top. Now Larson on top. Puts it on the deck, turns to the corner. It looks like they'll get Mookie Kennedy on the reach. Team's 8th. Kennedy's 2nd. Back into the contest, Malaya Hamill. Freshman guard out of Edmonton, as her teammate Larson knocks down her first free throw attempt, 33-25. Fighting Saints with the 8-point cushion late in the first half. Larson gets a pair to go. As we said, that 2-2-1 pressure. That time Kennedy goes deep. To Mendez. You got to play Jenny. That time her shot goes awry, but she can shoot very effectively from behind the arc. Rowe with the shot release. Gets it to go. Coach Wood off the bench quickly. He takes the quick timeout, and we'll take one too.
The small size is one of our strengths. You know, we are allowed as professors to really get to know our students because an average class size is about 8. The biggest I've ever had is 25 students in a class. So we have the luxury of spending a lot more time with each student. This is a great place to go to school.
So Coach Wood with the timeout here just to settle his troops. They able to hold the 5-point advantage, 33-28. Just a little over 3.5 remaining here in this first half. It's been a good half. A little back and forth action. Saints jumped out on top. Pressure was really bothering Central Maine. But the Mustangs have gotten their feet under them, settled themselves a bit, clawed their way back into this contest here in Rutland. I want to pick it up there. That's no man's land. When you bring the basketball just across the midcourt line, you've got in effect 4 defenders, sideline, backcourt line, and trapped by the double team of the defense. And that time Lopez brought it just over the line, killed their dribble, results in the turnover. Back into the contest, Ebony Jones for CSJ. As Larson goes to the rim, ball deflected, run down by the Mustangs. They'll find Hamill on top. Gets into the paint, but she's going to be called for the push-off through the forearm into the defender. To Malaya, and CSJ inbounds. Broadhead swings it to Jones. Back to Broadhead on top, who gets it to Kennedy, and they'll run their set. Will the Saints. Looking down inside to steal. That's always a great option. She splits 2 defenders, but she's called for the steps. Sometimes you wonder why there were steps, maybe contact, not enough to warrant the foul call. As Lara Suente back in the contest for CSJ. Nonetheless, steps against steal. Central Maine brings it to their offensive end of things. Montminy gets her pocket pick. Lara Suente, ball skitters free to Kennedy, and she'll finish at the rim. Larson quickly up the floor to Montminy. They go corner. And that's Hamill. No place to go with the basketball. Called for the steps, Malaya. Subs into the contest, Corey Kinder back in for the Mustangs. At the 2:30 mark, Slara Suente probing on the dribble. Lobs it up high to Steele. Who knows what to do with it? Finishes, does Regina. Oh, a nice choice of pass that time by Lara Suente, using Steele's size, lobbed it up, and Regina went and got it like an offensive rebound and put it in the cup. Deflected out of play at the other end, off CSJ. Mustangs retain possession as Suhey comes back into the contest for Central Maine. And they go immediately to Suhey. Fakes right, spins back left. Did everything right except finish the shot. And Lara Suente on the push, got a player out there. Hesitation dribble, discards one defender. Front rims it, gets her own. Finds Steele inside, muscles it up and in. Regina Steele stayed with the play and gets the bucket to go. That's Rowe. Stops, spins, scores. Alex Rowe, sophomore out of South Paris, Maine, gets a deuce to go on a nice spin move. And turnover CSJ in transition. So a minute and a half left in this first half. Subs back into the game here. First, Central Maine sends Welch back into the contest. CSJ counters with Shamari Broadhead to play this last minute and a half of the first. Little pressure by CSJ that trip. And the Mustangs handle it. They go inside to Suhey. Fakes a drop step. McLaughlin having none of it. Jamie sends it back at Suhey. Kennedy on the push. Kicks it to Jazz at the wing. Crossover. Stops. Pops. Rims out. Sweet dribble move. Couldn't convert on the shot. Inside of a minute, as Lara Suente applies pressure to Larson. And that creates the turnover as the Mustangs can't make the exchange. So at the 52nd mark of the first half, CSJ brings it to their end of the floor with a 9-point cushion. Kennedy finds Spate. Spate flips it back to Broadhead. Goes backside to Kennedy. Gets into paint. Scoop shot. Running scoop didn't go. Spate working hard on the glass, but deflected off Shanika out of play. Central Maine inbounds with what could be the last possession of the half, but we'll see as the clock ticks inside of 30 seconds. Good hustle by Shamari Broadhead that time, deflecting it at the midcourt area. The Mustangs will retain possession, however, and put it in on the side. Trailing by 9. And Larson working on top, looking for help. Finds it right there in Suhey. Back rims it. Styles up. Shot partially deflected by McLaughlin. A run out by Kennedy. Stops. Goes to the left hand and scores. Mookie Kennedy. And then a loose inbounds pass will give CSJ one more possession this half. 5.4 seconds remain, and Kennedy will pull the trigger from the midcourt line. CSJ looking for one more score. They find Spade. They clear it out for her. Shaniga stops, pops, and back rims it. And that'll do it for the first 20 minutes of play. Active at both ends of the floor by both squads, as we anticipated. And the first 20 minutes finishes with CSJ leading by 11 at 41-30. Almost a tale of 3 games in that first half. CSJ came out, applied the pressure, got some shots to go early and often, and took a commanding lead, double-digit lead, possibly pushed that up to 14, 15 points at one point, but Central Maine got their feet under them, got some shots to go themselves, did a better job breaking CSJ's pressure, battled back into it, and then a little late run in the first half by CSJ, some transition buckets, and we have a 41-30 halftime advantage for the home squad, the Fighting Saints of CSJ. So a halftime break, we'll take one too. We'll be back in a few.
The small size is one of our strengths. We are allowed as professors to really get to know our students because an average class size is about 8. The biggest I've ever had is 25 students in a class. So we have the luxury of spending a lot more time with each student. This is a great place to go to school.
Welcome back here on SDCN. I'm Kevin Witcher. We are at the College of St. Joseph's versus Central Maine basketball game. College of St. Joseph's currently in the lead, 41-30 here in halftime. Joining me here today is Bob Godlewski, who is the acting athletic director here at the College of St. Joseph's. How is the season going for basketball?
Well, first of all, this is an extremely exciting game we got going on here today. You got 2 highly ranked teams, the 3rd ranked team in the country, and our St. Joseph team that's ranked 5th in the country. You can't ask for much more than that. Our men's team is playing tremendous basketball. Yesterday they just put on a show shooting from the 3-point line, and it's just an exciting time to be a member of the College of St. Joseph community.
Now, speaking of excitement, coming up this spring, we're going to be seeing a new baseball and softball program coming here to the college. Can you say something about that?
Yeah, it's as I just mentioned, it's just an exciting time to be here at St. Joe's. The baseball team will be departing for New Orleans, Louisiana in about 3.5 weeks to play a 10-game set, a total of 60 games on the spring. The women's softball team will be leaving for Texas to play at that same time. They have a very ambitious schedule as well. I just think that with all the sports really taking off here at St. Joe's, it's to be in this spot right now as the interim athletic director, I'm just excited.
So it sounds like it's doing good for both now winter sports and when we go into the spring.
Oh, absolutely. Like I said, both the men's and women's team right now is playing excellent basketball. It's just a lot of fun to watch. Yesterday was a great day here. Right now, it seems like things are going our way right now. And, look forward to just a great baseball season, softball season, and what the future holds here at St. Joe's Athletics. There's talk about adding more sports into our program. And with all of that coming about, here, I believe we're Rutland's college. And, for the residents of Rutland to have an opportunity to come watch good college athletics, nothing better.
So it is an exciting time here for College of St. Joseph's as we go into the winter season and then into the spring season. Thank you, Bob, for joining us.
Enjoyed it.
So we're going to be going back to the action here in just about 6 minutes and 30 seconds. College of St. Joseph's right now is ahead 41-30. So make sure you stay tuned on StaffordOnline.org. We'll be going to the men's game right after this. We'll be back. You are watching SDCN.
My name is Rebecca Thomas.
My name is Bayan Dawood.
Our health science program is brand new. We designed it specifically with students in mind, not in faculty interests in mind.
What really stood out to me when it came to meeting the instructors was how nice they were and how open they were. We really get to know them at a personal level, and they're very supportive.
I absolutely love watching my students succeed. I can't imagine doing anything else. My name is Rebecca Thomas.
My name is Bayan Dawood.
Our health science program is brand new. We designed it specifically with students in mind.
At Stafford Technical Center, you can explore your possibilities, have hands-on learning, pursue your passion, and start your career. Want to see what they're laughing at? Visit staffordonline.org, and while you're there, you might as well check out our application page. At Stafford Technical Center, you can explore your possibilities, have hands-on learning, pursue your passion, and start your career. Want to see what they're laughing at? Visit staffordonline.org, and while you're there, you might as well check out our application page.
And welcome back to CSJ basketball here on STCN, Stafford Technical Center News. Our camera people and statisticians and engineers doing a great job. The high school students under the direction of Mr. Kurt Casper at the Stafford Technical Center do an outstanding job bringing you all the action, shooting it with 3 cameras today. I keep on to say tonight, this afternoon, on the Rutland campus of St. Joseph. And a good first half they had the opportunity to film for us with the Central Maine Mustangs and the CSJ Fighting Saints. And you would expect nothing less than this type of first half, as the Central Maine Mustangs in the Yankee Conference, they've won the conference championship the last 3 years. They lead the pack in the Eastern Division of the Yankee Conference this year, coming in at 7-0 in conference play, while the Lady Fighting Saints of CSJ 6-0 in conference play, winners of 9 straight, and they lead, the CSJ Fighting Saints do, they lead the Western Division of the Yankee Conference. So we'd expect nothing less than what we're getting, although a late run by CSJ in that first half, and they edged the advantage back up to double digits at 11, 41-30, and we're about 2 minutes from the tip of the second half here. Some things to look for in this second half. That pressure bothered Central Maine early. The CSJ pressure picking up aggressively full court and trapping out of it. Then they got their feet under them, so to speak, did the Mustangs. Pressure bothered them less. They got some shots to go down and settled into this one. The pressure from Central Maine back to CSJ, talking at halftime, one of the technicians probably shouldn't bother CSJ that much. It's more of a containment 2-2-1 type of press. If you make a mistake, they're willing to step up and trap in different areas on the floor. And twice they did turn over the Fighting Saints when the ball handler picked up their dribble just across the timeline, and in effect you're trapped 4 ways, sideline, backcourt line, and the 2 defenders there. So as long as the ball stays middle against that 2-2-1, your reverse sides of the floor, pressure shouldn't be an issue. Another thing both sides, I think, would like to do in their half-court sets, look down low. And if we're looking down low on CSJ side of things, you're looking down to Regina Steele. She's just a handful inside at both ends of the floor. And if you're looking down low for the Saints, I should say, or excuse me, the Mustangs, I should say, of Central Maine, you're looking down inside at Laura Suhi, junior 6'1" center out of Bremen, Maine. At times she was effective, and at times CSJ took her away, so we'll see if they revisit that. Both teams in the half-court sets going to their bigs down low in the painted area. Central Maine on the floor, and the Fighting Saints break their huddle, and we're ready to get the second 20 minutes started here in Rutland, Vermont. As always, get our papers organized here. Just had a little something that Mookie Kennedy's about to come up on a milestone here points-wise in this second half, so we'll look for that as well. Kennedy to Broadhead, stop, pop, front rim's a 12-foot baseline shot. And the Mustangs pushed to this end of the floor. Larson on top sets things up. Larson gets it to Rowe, dribbles into the paint with a left-hand bounce. Kinder finds Fox. Fox up and under. Didn't get it to go. Steele clears for CSJ. Kennedy quickly to Broadhead. Backside to Larasuente. Didn't go, but there's Steele running the floor, and that's good effort. Regina stepped out, but how about that? Defensive rebound at this end. Goes down and cleans up an offensive miss at the other end, but did inadvertently step out as Central Maine breaks the pressure. They go inside to Suhey. Kicks it down low to Kinder. Kinder Larson. Backside to Fox. She back rims that. Nice box out by Jamin McLaughlin that time. Secures the rebound for the Saints. There's Suente looking into Steele, as we talked about at halftime. Nothing cooking. They find McLaughlin at the elbow. They try and dive Steele into the paint. Kick it backside to Broadhead instead. Shot too strong. But Fox throws it into the first row. CSJ retains possession. Good work that time by Kinder, denying Kennedy. But Mookie has it. Sets things up, kicks it to the top for Larasuente. Quick hands that time by Larson. Gets on the deck and ties up Jazz. Possession arrow favoring Central Maine. So no score here in the first minute and a half. 11-point advantage by the Saints as Fox sets up the Mustang attack. Kinder got to the painted area, didn't like what she saw, kicks it back to Rowe. Rowe to Fox, and they go inside to Suhey. Denied by Steele. The Mustangs hustle on that glass, and they get Fox a look from the backside, bottoms a three. Does Gabby. Jazz on the push. Finds Broadhead off the right base. Skips it all the way back to Mookie for a three ball. Front rims that. Good hustle on the glass. Both teams on the deck. McLaughlin and Suhey. And this time possession arrow will favor the home squad of CSJ. So a three ball by Fox, our only scoring here in the second half. Saints looking for their first score, and they'll get it right there on a nice drop off. Broadhead to McLaughlin for the finish. Nice find by Shamari. Rowe got into the paint, couldn't finish. Took an extra step. Things will go the other way. Central Maine gets in that 2-2-1 three-quarter court trap. Again, just more of a passive pressure situation, and as long as you don't stop the ball in a bad spot, you should be okay, and CSJ has no trouble breaking at that time. McLaughlin, they go big to big, goes inside to Steele, fans it back out to Broadhead, backside, stops, pops, front rims it, but a whistle beforehand, our third 3-second violation of the afternoon called. And Central Maine looks to inbounds. They get it middle against the 2-2-1 of CSJ, and they easily break pressure. Fox to Rowe, back to Fox, bottom 1-3, lines up another. Back rims that attempt. Looked like Steele had possession of that. Rowe came over the back to my eye and knocked it out of play. Nonetheless, Central Maine owns possession underneath their own. Larson sets things up on top as Stiles checks back in for Central Maine. Larson to the rim. And they're going to get Kennedy on the foul for CSJ. That's Mookie's third and the first of the half team-wise for CSJ. So 3 fouls on Kennedy. Something to watch as we move forward in this one. First attempt by Larson rims out. The 5'7" sophomore guard out of Milo, Maine. Gets the second one to go. Pressure broken that time, going up the sideline. Lara Suente has it on top. Step back three. Won't go for Jazz. And a look ahead. Kinder to Stiles, but good hustle by Broadhead, deflecting the pass out of play. Coach Wood wants a timeout. He'll take a 30. Saints lead by 9. We'll take a short break ourselves.
The small size is one of our strengths. You know, we are allowed as professors to really get to know our students because an average class size is about 8. The biggest I've ever had is 25 students in a class. So we have the luxury of spending a lot more time with each student. This is a great place to go to school.
And we're back. So 3 personal fouls on Mookie Kennedy. We'll watch that going forward. Mookie, the type of athlete, just has to be smart. Don't reach in. She should be fine. As I say that, she gets a hand in the passing lane, deflects that, and she'll bring it the other way for the Fighting Saints. Will Kennedy fiddles with it on top, finds Lara Suente on the left wing, gets a screen by McLaughlin. Knocked out of play by Larson. Larson showing the good hands and quick feet as subs back into the game for CSJ. That's Shanika Spate. And Tony Lopez on for Chris Wood's squad. Lopez will start the attack on top. Hands it to Steele, running a little flex offense here. Spate puts it on the deck once. Shot goes and didn't go. And Larson looking up the floor finds Fox in transition. Nice ball fake. Fake to Stiles, kept it herself and finished. Did Fox. Larson again with those quick hands. But Jazz comes up with it off the scrum. They find the ball finds its way to Steele. Spade and Steele inside working hard. Steele again goes up strong. Shot wouldn't go, but whistle and a foul. Regina will work her way to the line for 2. And that foul goes against Laura Suhe. So again, Spate and Steele playing volleyball with it off the offensive glass. As Steele gets her first free throw to go. Back into the contest for the Mustangs, number 14, Macy Welch. Regina lines up her second attempt. Up and good. So Steele gets a pair. 45-36. CSJ in front at the 15-15 mark of the second. Montminy goes down to Suhe. Shot didn't go, but Steele comes over for the shot block, and she'll be assessed with the personal, will Regina. Her third. So Steele's third. Steele with 3, Kennedy with 3 early in the second half. Laura Suhe, junior center, knocks down her first. And gets her second to go as well. Lara Suente dribble weaves through that pressure. Finds Kennedy, and they'll set things up. Kennedy back to Lara Suente. Nice dump down inside, didn't go by Spate. Just front rim that release did Shanika. Central Maine comes this way. Fox on top. Drives into the paint. Nice bounce pass finds Suhey off her hands. Couldn't catch and finish, and that's going to cost Laura as she picks up a personal on that play. Probably should have caught and finished. Couldn't do so. Picks up their second personal. McLaughlin back into the contest for CSJ as they break pressure. Or do they? Lopez wanted to find Lara Suente. Fortunate with that delivery. Deflected out of play. The Saints will retain possession. 19 left on the shot clock. Kennedy brings it across. Lopez drives to the base. McLaughlin puts it on the deck. Too far under on a release. Didn't go. Welch on the push. She'll be called for steps. So again, really both teams in this second half looking to get just consistent offensive possessions underneath them and to convert on a few of these shot attempts. Lara Suente with some nifty ball handling jumps past the defender. Mustang bench wanted travel to no avail. Jazz gets it to go off the glass. Kinder. Swing it to Fox. She's hit one from there already this second half. Didn't go on that release. Steele on the push. Finds Jazz down the floor. Hesitation dribble. Back to Steele for the bucket and one. So the teammates get together for a nice conversion at the rim by Regina. And the packed gymnasium here enjoying every bit of it. Gives CSJ the 11-point spread. Regina will toe the line, see if she can make it an even dozen for the Saints lead. Side rim set, but Lara Suente flies in for the offensive rebound. Lopez sets it up on top. Finds Kennedy, and they'll go to work. McLaughlin, little ball fake, wanted steal. Couldn't find her. Comes up with Larson instead, wearing the red uniform. Larson carries, and a whistle and a foul. And they're going to get Tony Lopez for the reach-in. As Shamari Broadhead comes back into the contest, she'll give Steele a breather. And also checking in for CSJ is Jenny Mendez. For Coach Wood going to his bench. It's deep and talented. And on the inbounds, a wide open look by Larson. Didn't go, but the opposite corner, Fox lines one up, won't go. Mendez tracks it down, deflected out of bounds. CSJ will retain possession. So a pair of open looks from the corners, right and left. Neither one found bottom for Central Maine. Kennedy brings it across the timeline. Finds Lopez inside to McLaughlin at the elbow. Kicks it backside to Mookie. She's leveled off by the Mustang defense. Skips it across to Lopez. Puts it on the deck. And that foul's going to go against number 23, Larson. Up Central Maine. Larson's second. Team fourth in this second half. Broadhead with a nice ball fake. Got to the paint. Couldn't convert. And Kinder on a run out. Spins it off the glass with English. Gets it to go. And the lead back to 9. As Lopez finds Mendez. 3 ball out of the corner. Front rims it. And Fox pushes across the timeline for the Mustangs. Right down Broadway. Goes to the rim. Whistle and a foul. And they're going to get Mendez on the reach. sending Fox to the line for 2. So Gabby Fox gets that one to trickle in, does the sophomore from Wilton, Maine. Multiple subs come back into the game. Steele and Lara Suente. For CSJ, and number 22, Alex Rowe, comes into the contest for the Mustangs. As Fox lines up her second attempt and knocks it back. 7-point lead. CSJ 49-42 at the 12-19 mark. As Jazz clears the timeline, pushes, finds Mendez, right corner, 3 didn't go. And Fox looks up the floor, tries to thread the needle, to no avail. Picked off and stoppage of play. Like Mookie had a sneaker malfunction, if you will. Officials saw that stop play, and it's like she's got things figured out, does Miss Kennedy? And the Saints inbound. Looking for a good offensive set here. A good open look for somebody and knock down a shot. That's what CSJ would like on this possession. They like it on every possession, but could really use one here. Broadhead finds a cutting Lara Suente, who tries to squeeze in the delivery to Steele. Central Maine having none of it. Larson on the push this way. Step back 3 for Fox, and she drains another one. Her second of the half. Timeout, Coach Wood. 11:37 left in this one. CSJ by 4. We'll take a break.
Welcome to Digital Arts. This is a place to be if you're creative and want to explore a career in the arts.
Hi, I'm Megan, and I'm focusing on illustration.
Hey, I'm Eli, and I'm focusing on computer animation.
Hi, I'm Brianna, and I'm working on digital photography.
Hi, my name's Justin, and my focus is game design.
Talk to your guidance counselor to schedule a visit.
And welcome back to CSJ Basketball, brought to you by STCN, Stafford Technical Center News. And a good one going here this afternoon. Coach Wood with that timeout, probably reminding his troops, hey, we're 4 points better off than when we started this thing. And offensively, there's an old saying, don't try and make a great pass, just make a good solid pass. Don't always try and thread the needle. Just work the basketball, something will present itself. We'll get a quality look, and we'll knock down some shots in these last 11 and a half minutes of play. Gabby Fox with a couple big threes here in the second half. And that last one, precipitating Coach Wood's timeout, has drawn Central Maine to within 4. Central Maine sits in that 2-2-1 3/4 court trap. Kennedy brings it across, kicks it back to Broadhead with 20 left on the shot clock. Mookie hesitation dribble, goes down inside to Mendez. Shot blocked by Rowe that time. Fox going to push it. And finds Larson on the wing. Rowe kicks it back to Larson with 15 on the shot clock. Grant to Fox to Larson. Nice ball movement by the Mustangs, but couldn't finish the deal. And Steele comes out of the pack with the basketball, but denied at the rim by Fox. 3-on-1 coming this way. And again, 3-on-1 situation. You want to look to score there. Just didn't really center the ball properly. CSJ fortunate not to give up a bucket at the big disadvantage 3-on-1. Central Maine will inbound, sub into the game. Ebony Jones comes back for the Fighting Saints. Rowe on top. Little up fake, Suhey. Suhey gets it back against McLaughlin. She muscles it up and good. So you could tell right there on that possession, they wanted to go to the big center. They found Suhey, and she muscled it up over McLaughlin off the left box. And answering at the other end is the big for CSJ, Regina Steele, on a nice drop-off pass. She finishes the deal, 4-point spread. CSJ, as they quickly come down, the Mustangs do, and find Rowe on the backside, but she's denied by Steele, deflected out of bounds. Sub into the game for CSJ. That's going to be Shanika Spate. And a turnover on the inbounds. Jazz looking up the floor, loops a pass to Kennedy. Gets in the paint. Her scoop shot won't go. Jones, smallest player on the floor, comes out of the pack with it. Jazz lines up a jumper. That won't go. And officials motioning to this end of the floor. Mustangs will bring it to their offensive side of things. CSJ leading by 4. Montminy finds Taylor. Suhey turns it over as Jazz steps in the passing lane. Jazz looks it over, goes by Suhey. Stop, pop. Can't get it to go, but Steele working hard on the glass. She'll work her way to the line for 2. That foul goes against Grant. Central Maine. Her first, team's 5th. First shot attempt by Steele rims out. Multiple substitutions for the Saints. That's Tony Lopez comes back into the contest. Stiles for Central Maine. Steele gets her second one to go. Stiles and Kinder returning back into the contest for Central Maine. 5-point lead, 9:25 left. And they find Stiles, does Central Maine. Now she's pounding that dribble. Leveled off by Spate, but a whistle and a foul. And Shanika Spate is assessed with that one. Her second, team's 5th. Mustangs inbound underneath. Montminy, a little fake. Wanted to go inside to Welch. Deflected. And CSJ on the run. Jazz gets to the paint, flips it back outside. Lopez trying to settle things down, gets it back to Jazz. 17 on the shot clock. She lobs down inside to Steele. Regina muscles it up, won't go. And out of the pack come the Mustangs. Kinder to the rim. That time puts the English on it. Didn't go. And that's going to be a tied possession as the big center, Laura Suhey, went up with it. Looked like Jazz got her hand in, tied her up, goes to the possession arrow, and that favors the Mustangs of Central Maine. Montminy dribbles out to the top. She'll set things. Still carries the dribble, did Montminy, and then looped the pass down to Kinder. Deflected out of bounds back into the contest for CSJ. Will be Mookie. And Amani Stevenson, her first action of the afternoon, as they go down inside to Suhey. Drop step didn't go, pressured by Steele. She comes out of the pack with it. They're going to get Regina for the travel before she got rid of the pass. Well, we talked about it at halftime. Don't be surprised if both teams go to their bigs on the box. Central Maine looking for big Laura Suhey that time. Went to the drop step, didn't get the shot to go, but in transition, the Saints turn it back over. Welch finds Stiles, tees up the jump shot, didn't go, follows her own, gets the putback, does Kat Stiles. Kennedy on the push, going coast to coast, too strong. But again, Steele up, working that offensive glass, gets the rebound, and she'll go to the line again. She'll shoot a pair, will Regina. CSJ leads it by 3. the 8:15 mark. Tony Lopez at the table, getting ready to check in. More importantly, right now, Mookie Kennedy on the floor on the baseline. Looks like a cramping issue as her teammate tries to stretch it out for her. Hopefully it's just a cramp, nothing more serious. Looks the way that they're working on Mookie. That's what it looks to be. Nonetheless, they're carrying her to the sideline right now, so you don't like the looks of that. And on into the locker room she goes. So it would be a pivotal situation in this one. Mookie Kennedy carried off the floor what initially looked to be a cramp situation, but we'll wait and see on that. Nonetheless, Lopez checks in. Tony Lopez will check in for Mookie Kennedy as Steele toes the line for her first of two. It's the first one to go as Fox and Larson check back into the contest for the Mustangs. Regina gets the second as well. A 5-point advantage, 54-49. 8:08 left on the clock as Larson drives the paint, finds Suhey on the drop-off pass. Steele rejects her first attempt. Suhey kicks it out. Larson finds Stiles. Elbow jump, back rims it. Spade with the rebound. Gets it to Lara Suente, who looks to settle things down, nursing that 5-point cushion. They could use a good shot look here, and more importantly, a knockdown shot. Spate, baseline, had a look, didn't want it. Lopez dribble drive, and a big shot in the painted area by Tony Lopez, coming off the bench and doing work. Saints by 7. Larson spin dribble, frees herself and scores. Nicely done. No defensive help coming over that time as Larson got by her defender and had a free run at the rim and converts. Good idea inside, but better hustle by the Mustangs to knock that away. Back into the contest for the Saints, Shamari Broadhead, number 0. And checking in for the Mustangs, number 24, Brianna Grant. There's Suente just off the left box. Fiddle scores. Just sized up her defender, rose up and knocked it back. Does Jazz. 7-point spread for CSJ at the 7-minute mark. Larson scored the last trip down. This time draws pressure, draws the defender, and drops it off to Suhey for the easy deuce. Steele kicks it backside. Lara Suente. Broadhead back to Steele. Elbow jump. And the bank is open in Rutland, Vermont on a Sunday afternoon. Regina goes glass and scores. Suhey head of steam. Kicks it off into the corner. That's Grant back to Suhey. And again, the pressure by Regina affecting that shot by Suhey. Lara Suente finds Lopez, had an idea. Finds Steele at the elbow. Goes down inside to Spate. Spate fans it back out, and they find Jazz in the corner. Bottom. That's good ball movement with a better finish as Jazz goes 3-ball corner pocket for the 10-point advantage for CSJ, but a whistle and a foul. Suhey looking inside that time. Rolls reverse. Suhey dumping it inside to point guard Fox. And they're going to give that foul call to, let's see, that's going to be on Lopez. Her second, team 6th. The Mustangs inbound underneath, trailing by 10. Good pressure man-to-man by CSJ, but works herself free. Actually, that's Grant on the dribble drive. Little 6-foot baseline shot gets it to go. Broadhead, full head of steam. answers at the other end. Nice run out by Shamari. Right back in this corner. Grant scored the last time. Says a little deeper out. I'll try it. Front rims that one. Larasuente and steal break. Larasuente splits defenders. Ball deflected out of bounds. CSJ retains underneath their own basket. As Jamie McLaughlin hustles onto the floor, checking back into the contest. We see on the sideline Mookie Kennedy working her way back from the locker room. Hopefully things are okay with the senior guard. Larasuente tees it up. Hit a big one from that left corner earlier. Front rims that one. Montminy comes down with the basketball. Trapped in the corner, but the officials give her the timeout just before the 5 count expires. Timeout on the floor. We'll take 1, 2. Saints lead it by 10.
If you are interested in cars or trucks, then join the Automotive Technology program at Stafford Technical Center. You get to use professional equipment to diagnose and repair vehicles. The AutoTech program gives you the experience needed to enter the workforce.
I wanted to come to Stafford because I know that they had a great automotive technology program, and I love to work on cars all day.
If you are interested in the Automotive Technology program, then see your guidance counselor to schedule a visit.
And we're back here on STCN. 5:12 left in the contest. Saints bumping up their advantage to an even 10 at 65-55 as they take the floor with Broadhead, McLaughlin, Jones, Larasuente, and Steele. Montminy, Grant, Fox, Kinder, and where's my fifth? Larson on the floor for the Mustangs. Nonetheless, Mustangs turn it over. Larasuente out of the pack with it. Gets to the foul line area, pulls up from the elbow. Shot won't go, but there's that hustler, I call her, Ebony Jones, running that thing down from the backside. She gets onto boards and in the passing lanes. Smallest player on the floor, but she'll go to the glass, does so that time. Just can't harness control of the basketball. And the Mustangs bring it across. 4:45 left in this one, trailing by 10. Grant finds Fox. Fox gets the screen out, hop. Deep three from the top. Gabby Fox knocks it down, her third of the second half. The sophomore from Wilton, Maine, bringing the Mustangs to within 7. Broadhead finds Larasuente off the left wing. Dump down to McLaughlin, up and in for 2. Boy, talk about attacking the pressure. That time Jazz just got busy, drew the defensive pressure, finds McLaughlin for the deuce. Trapped right in front of us here is Rowe. Finds her teammate Grant, dribble drive baseline. And again, Jones comes out of the pack with the basketball. Knocked to the deck. We've got a tied up ball. Possession arrow favoring the Fighting Saints of CSJ. Back onto the floor, Larson and Suhag for the Mustangs, and good to see Kennedy, Mookie Kennedy, back for the Fighting Saints. 3:58 left. CSJ with a 9-point advantage. It's like this time Mustangs will pick up in a man. Full court pressure defensively. Ball deflected out of play. So not the 2-2-1 passive zone we've seen predominantly throughout this contest. Looks to be a matchup man and denying the inbounds as we speak. Broadhead gets it to Larasuente, who definitely breaks the pressure with their ball handling ability. Finds Kennedy. 18 on the shot clock. Broadhead off the right wing. Puts it on the deck. Pulls up. Front rims a baseline 12-footer. Suhey clears for the Mustangs. Finds Fox up the left sideline. Dribble drive. Kicks it backside to Larson, who will set things up with 19 on the clock. Kinder with the elbow jump. It won't go. Loose ball. Suhey runs it down. Whistle and a foul. And they're going to get Jamie McLaughlin in the open court with the foul call. And it looks like the guests are now in the bonus. 7th team foul on CSJ. So working her way to the line, Laura Suhe for a 1-and-1. Gets the first to go. That's the 6'1" center out of Bremen, Maine. And knocks down a pair, does Laura, cutting the lead to 7. And full court pressure applied by the Mustangs. Lara Suene looks down the floor to Steele, who's hammered and knocked to the deck. 2 Mustangs converged on Regina that time, sending her to the floor. She's up and appears to be all right. And that'll go as just a good hard foul on Larson. They'll assess that personal too. Regina pulls up the socks, clears her head. She'll have a pair. Gets the first to go, softly over the front iron. That's a big pair of free throws by Miss Steele. Comes off the deck and bottoms 2 as the Mustangs push, finding Fox. Fox drops it off on the backside to Grant. Denied. Loose ball on the deck. Broadhead clears it to Lara Suente. Jazz to McLaughlin, back to Jazz, and we'll set things up. And a timeout on the floor. It's like Suhei on the deck. Multiple players went to the deck, Laura being one of them. Hasn't gotten up from the floor yet. Coach goes out, and she'll take a look, or he'll take a look at his big center. So that 50-50 ball, Broadhead and Suhei hit the deck for it, and Broadhead was able to secure it and flipped it to Lara Suente in transition. As we said, Suhei still on the floor from that encounter on the floor with Broadhead. So short timeout on the floor. Short timeout on the floor. We'll take a break. Saints lead it by 9.
At Stafford Technical Center, you can explore your possibilities, have hands-on learning, pursue your passion, and start your career. Want to see what they're laughing at? Visit staffordonline.org, and while you're there, you might as well check out our application page.
The small size is one of our strengths. We are allowed as professors to really get to know our students because an average class size is about 8. The biggest I've ever had is 25 students in a class. So we have the luxury of spending a lot more time with each student. This is a great place to go to school.
Welcome back to CSJ basketball here on STCN. So it's good to see Suhei. Laura got off the floor to a nice round of applause from the fans here, and hopefully she'll be back into the contest before it's said and done. Nonetheless, Saints inbounds. Broadhead on the wing. Looking inside, skips it all the way backside to McLaughlin. Kennedy on top. Saints looking for a good possession with a 9-point cushion. 1 on the shot clock, however. Broadhead pulls the trigger and rattles it in. Just barely got it off, beating the shot clock. Knew what to do with it. New time in possession, new time in situation, I should say, and Shamari rattles in the 12-footer. Fox dribble drives, goes through the paint, kicks it to her teammate. Grant denied, but comes out of the pack, does Grant with the basketball. Larson drives it from the top, stripped it out of play off CSJ. So Shamari Broadhead. New time and situation, and drains the jumper as shot clock expires, giving CSJ the 11-point edge with 2:10 left in this one. Larson lines up a 3-ball at the wing and drains it. Tees it up and knocks it down, does Larson for the 3. And we're under 2 minutes as the Saints try and clear the timeline and do. Lara Suente dribbles into a trap. She's called for the travel. And this one far from over. The 152 mark. CSJ turns it over with the 8-point edge. Central Maine inbounds, and they'll go to work offensively. Larson drives into the paint, goes up. Regina said you should have thought better of it. Regina Steele with the shot block. There's Suente, fine steal for the finish. Jazz with a nice push. And CSJ travels on the inbounds. I looked away for a second, saw Mookie Wilson doing a backflip on the deck. No foul call. I guess it's going to be Central Maine turning it over on the inbounds play. CSJ inbounds leading 10 with a minute and a half left in this one. Fighting Saints just have to be smart. That's smart. That's smart right there. Let's bottom a 3, says Jazz, and put this one in the books. 13-point spread as Grant gets into the paint for the Mustangs. Whistle and a foul, and she'll work her way to the line for 2. So foul goes on McLaughlin. The 118 mark. Brianna Grant, freshman guard out of Stockton Springs, Maine, gets the first of 2 to go. Bottoms a pair as Grant trims the lead to 11. And I'm sure the full court intensity will pick up here by Central Maine, although broken easily. McLaughlin to Kennedy to Steele. Just couldn't come up with the connection. Kennedy with a good idea to Regina. Ball delivered just a hair low, but Regina will tell you herself she should have come up with that one. Not the case. Mustangs bring it this way. Faint glimmer of hope left for Central Maine, trailing by 11. Larson tees it up, blocked by Kennedy. Steele comes out of the pack with it. 3-on-1. Leaves it off for Broadhead, back to Steele. Didn't go, cleans up her mess with an offensive rebound. Hammered, and she'll work her way to the line, will Regina. So Regina Steele gets her first to go. But checking back into the game for the Mustangs, number 11, Kat Stiles. Steele working hard on both backboards all afternoon long, has found her way to that free throw line on numerous occasions here in the second half, and she's been money. See if she can cash in a pair here. Back rims that attempt. Central Maine trailing by 12. Got to get busy in a hurry. They find Fox. Steps into a 3, trying to draw the foul. No whistle. Stiles tried to draw the foul inside. McLaughlin rejects Stiles' attempt out of play, where Central Maine will inbound. Work this back to Fox, I would think, for a 3-ball attempt. McLaughlin all over that play. Wouldn't allow the 3, and McLaughlin clears the miss for the Fighting Saints. Lara Suente to Kennedy. She takes punishment at the rim. Fox assessed with the personal. Good to see Mookie Kennedy back. She'll work her way to the line for a pair. crowd into this one on a Sunday at Rutland, Vermont. First release won't go for Kennedy. Back into the game, Ella Montminy. The number 14, Macy Welch, for the Mustangs. Kennedy buries her second free throw. Central Maine works it back in a hurry. Welch pulls up, won't get it. And it looks like Rowe there, yes, with the basketball. They go down inside to Stiles, takes her time, delivers a shot inside of 10 seconds. They get it out to Kennedy. Takes it to the rack. Shot won't go, but she again, Mookie will work her way to the line, shooting a pair with just inside of 5 seconds to play in this one. And if the notice slip to me was accurate, I believe Mookie Kennedy hits one of two here. It might be career 1,000 for her. And there it is. Ladies and gentlemen, career point number 1,000 for Shantavia Mookie Kennedy. As the crowd rises and chants MVP, as they love Mookie here, and a group hug. Team and coaching staff comes out congratulating Mookie, and that's quite the achievement for this outstanding guard who can do it on both ends of the floor. I comment as much about her defense as I do her offensive prowess, but right there with that free throw, career point 1,000 for Mookie Kennedy. Congratulations to just an outstanding backcourt player. And that's easy money right there. Knocks the second one down. 1,001 and counting for young Miss Kennedy. And that puts the cherry on top. 80-65. CSJ in a big one here. Turning back the Mustangs from Central Maine. And you can see right there on the floor how much this one meant to CSJ. Group hug at center court. Teams will shake hands. Just an outstanding women's college basketball contest here in Rutland. We talked about it. We knew it was big coming in for both squads. And both teams worked very, very hard on this one as I'm being handed some statistics from Kurt Casper. I really appreciate, of course, Kurt leading the third team on the floor, the STCN group, who does an outstanding job shooting this video and allowing everyone to see what type of quality we had here this afternoon on the basketball court. Regina Steele with 28 big points led the CSJ women. Jasler Suente with 20. Number 2 in the roll call, and a 80-point offensive explosion for CSJ here this afternoon. And I say explosion because you put 80 up against a quality team. We said Central Maine Mustangs come in leading the Yankee Conference in the East Division and ranked number 3rd nationally. You put 80 on the board against a team like that, you've done some work, and that CSJ did this afternoon. CSJ wins it 80-65. We'll take a short break here. We'll be back for the men's run in just a few here on STCN.